There we go.
Today is
Thursday.
June. Yeah, Thursday, June 23rd, 2022. Yeah. And, this has been a nice week. It's kind of off and on. It got kind of hot there yesterday for sure.
Yes.
And a couple of other days. But other than that, it was mild. But we want to welcome all of our viewers to the show today.
Welcome.
And as usual, we want our viewers to like our page.
Yes.
And as well as share it if you're on Facebook. And also, if you are on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel.
Yes.
And hit the bell, the notification. Not hit it, but select the bell.
Mm-hmm.
And then
you get notified when we're live.
That's it.
On Thursday at 2:10.
But I was going to say earlier, though, the week is kind of quiet, so to speak.
Yes.
To me, that means the storm is around the corner. Yes. It might not be.
But I'm supposed to have some thunderstorms later on this afternoon.
Yeah. So, but it's a pleasure to be here.
As always.
Anybody, we're going to still continue to say and wish you well for birthday folks. So if anybody had a recent birthday, we're still in the month of June. We just want to say happy birthday to you.
Yes. And Juneteenth was last Sunday.
Yes, it was. How did that go?
We had a good celebration. Mm-hmm. We went down to Fayetteville.
Okay.
And it was a concert. Who was the concert with? Donnie McClurkin. Donnie McClurkin was in concert. This was the first time they did it. It was a big celebration. We had a lot of people there.
Good.
And so a lot of people donated some books. We got some books out of it.
Right. Good.
And it was really good, but it was hot. But it wasn't as hot as we thought it was. It wasn't hot as it's been, but it was hot.
Yes.
So I'm looking at my staff over there. What's going on?
We might take a station break.
We're going to
we're going to come right back.
Okay.
So if you are with us right now, just hold tight, and we're going to take a station break.
Warren, founder and executive director of Fathers Forever. I want to share an alarming reality with you. 627,000 fathers are incarcerated that have kids under 18. Now, there are 56,000 moms incarcerated who have kids under 18. The reality is there are so many more fathers incarcerated than moms. This is why I Am a Father Forever book exists. Now, I need your help. I am inviting you to help us get this book into as many fathers incarcerated as possible. Here's how it works. For your donation of $22, we will provide a book to an incarcerated father. Thank you in advance for helping Fathers Forever heal fathers and save families.
We have to let that guy who's doing the commercials come join us one day.
Yeah,
he's a sharp guy.
Yeah, it'll be a pleasure to meet him.
Yes.
But yeah, that's our commercial. We have another commercial running this month.
Okay.
The Richard Law Firm.
Yeah.
Channel TVD has been running, I think, all month. I've seen it a couple of times, so we got a few more days worth to run. They made us they gave us a donation of $1,000, and there it is. And also they because of Father's Day month, the whole month of June, they gave us a donation, and they put a commercial for us.
Well, maybe we can run that commercial at the end of our segment today.
Yes.
Or we don't have that commercial. Okay.
Yeah, but just stay tuned to TV. WTVD, and you can see it.
Okay, that'll work.
But yeah, so
tell us more about your excursion to Fayetteville.
Juneteenth, we had it was a big community day. They had a lot of local talent singing.
Right.
They had a lot of they had drums, a lot of dancers.
Good.
And then the main attraction was Donnie McClurkin, and he got up probably about 46. No, I've been actually about 5 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
He got up and did a real good concert.
Cool.
It wasn't as hot as it normally was.
Yeah.
It cooled down a little bit, but it was still kind of toasty out there.
Right.
But it had a good breeze, so the breeze was good. So we appreciate that. It was good, and we had some people doing a lot of things happened. So we had fun with that.
I'm thinking that nobody heard us. The mic was unplugged, so we.
Oh wow!
Sometimes things kind of get kicked, and I just noticed I'm accustomed to seeing that red light on.
Oh, it wasn't on.
It wasn't on. So I'm going to welcome our viewers once again to our show, our Thursday show, and Glenn was just telling us about his trip to Fayetteville.
Yes,
and so we're just kind of recapping what he just said. And because you probably saw our mouths moving, but you might not have heard anything.
She said we heard it.
Oh, okay. All right.
But anyway, we had fun. It was fun. And actually, we got a couple more. We got a couple of reverse book signings this weekend. We got one down in Lumberton, and then we got 2 in Raleigh on Sunday. So we're really pushing the reverse book signing, and it's doing really well. We had a business that gave us some books, and we're going to talk about him in the next coming event.
Okay.
We're going to get about his company and post it and thank him for donating 70, I think it was 69 books.
Yeah.
Rounded up.
And that number goes, is a part of our June drive book.
Yes. And I think we're going to really meet our 100 books this month. I think we exceeded that.
We've exceeded 100. I think we're knocking on the door for 300 for this month.
Yes.
So this is a good cause.
This is a good cause. We our partnership with CLI Ministry. They put you guys donate the books. CLI is we get it distributed to CLI. They distribute it to different prisons.
Yeah.
And they got access to over 1,500 prisons, and we got access to over 1,500 prisons. And also, we are now also partnered with local prison. We'll be going into Wake County detentions on Hammond Road in a couple of weeks. We signed the MOU last week with Sheriff Baker and Gerald Baker, and we'll be to get the schedule together. So we'll be in the teaching in-person classes with them in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, and
I'm excited about that.
And something else we're doing, we're getting ready to start training some volunteers to also teach the curriculum at another prison facility
in Franklin County.
Bunn, North Carolina, Franklinton County.
The Franklin, it's not Franklin County. Maybe this county, but it's Franklin Correctional Center.
Okay, it's so many facilities. It's hard to get that together sometimes. But this is the work that we're doing.
Yes.
And our goal is to continue to reach these men that are incarcerated. We don't know what they're there for. We're there for our mission, which is to teach this fatherhood course.
Right.
And that's where we are.
Yeah. That commercial that we just talked about, 627,000 fathers incarcerated compared to 50,000 moms incarcerated.
Right.
That's why we have really we're still at the child support court. We're going to continue to be at the child support court, but we definitely going to put a lot more energy in getting this book. I think we're creating what we call Dads at a Distance Unlimited.
Yes.
And I think we're working on a brochure that right now that we're gonna obviously we can't go to a lot of facilities in person,
right?
Because only a few of us,
right?
And a lot of facilities don't have access to Zoom, and some of them don't have access to webinar, and some of them don't have access to books. But either way, we got unlimited. We can go
unlimited.
If we could get you in person, we'll go. And those that we can't do in person, we'll do Zoom. Those that can't do in Zoom, we'll do webinar.
Yes.
And those that we can't do webinar, we'll send books.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna target getting our message, getting this book into the hands of inmates.
Yeah.
And
now, will that impact what we do with our overall collection that we drop off to CLI?
No, it's got that's why obviously the books we
this
raise.
is going to be in addition.
Yes.
All
Yes.
right.
Yes.
All
Yes.
right. Just wanted our viewers to know.
Yes.
that.
Yes. Yes. We're gonna be continue to drop off books at the CLI, as well as we're gonna take the books into the
Local.
local. We're doing it all.
Good.
When you look at that number again, 627,000 fathers have kids. So there's a whole lot of fathers incarcerated.
Yeah.
Now, and we can't do anything about their time. We can't change. We can't.
Yeah, and that's not where
Our focus is really about getting the hands and for what I gather, and talking to some of the facilities, that the guys are hungry. They're ready to get this kind of material
absolutely
in there and to learn some tips about being a father.
Yeah.
So help us by hosting a rebirth book signing. If you know somebody's got a church or a business, like I said, businesses can donate the church to this as well. And when a business donates, like that, Mr. Willie Baker donated his 70 books. When we get those books, we're gonna take them to the local nursing home. They're gonna sign those books. Yeah. And we're gonna put them in the hands of the inmates.
And our volunteers, if you want to come and sign some books,
yes,
spend 30 minutes with us and sign some books. Please come by the office.
A message of hope. Yeah. Just a small message of hope.
If you don't have the money, maybe you've got the time.
Yes.
We're certainly welcome.
Yes. Because we think the note in the book is important as well. That the inmate can sit there and watch. Man, somebody really took time out of their day to sit down and write a message to me.
Yes.
And that speaks volume. And so we're really excited about getting these books into the hands of these men.
So Glenn, this week's is a part 2 to last week.
Yes.
We talked about anger and anger management, basically the components of anger. Maybe we should remind them what those 3 components.
Yes, those 3 components
is.
Yes.
And we know anger, as Glenn had mentioned, Dr. Glenn, I'm going to call him doctor. As we already know that it's a God-given emotion.
Yes.
But it's how we respond to that emotion, though.
Yes.
That makes it could be very devastating to that person that we're angry at and ourselves as well.
Yes.
So you want to tell us about
the 3 components?
Yeah.
The physical reaction to anger, as well as your cognitive experience and the behavior. So your physical, especially when you get angry, your nose may spread, the eyes, get big, you can look at your face, there's a big frown on your face that you're really, really angry. We can see, I can look at you and tell that,
and a color change.
Sometimes a color change. The cognitively is you start thinking about what's happening to you. Again, anger is a range, it's a normal range of emotion, that wide range of intensity from mild irritation to frustration. It is a reaction to perceived threat to ourselves, our loved ones, our property, our self-image, or some part of our identity. Anger is a warning bell that something is wrong. And one of the 3 components of it is physical one.
Let's ask our viewers a question. Is there anything wrong? Is there anything good that can come out of being angry? So a question to I'm through a curveball to our production team, but is there any good that can come out of being angry? And I'd like to, so Glenn, while you're talking, we'll come back to our question, but can anything good come out of being angry? Yeah. And then we'll reveal what answers we see that come across. So viewers, please check us out in the chat. Can anything good come out of being angry? Yes. And then we'll entertain that answer shortly.
Yes.
So
a physical reaction to anger, cognitively, is when you really meditate and you're thinking about what happened to you. and your reaction to what happened to you.
Right.
There's a space between what happens to us and our reaction.
So I'll just put up my two hands.
Yes.
So we're talking
what happened to us and our reaction.
It happened over here.
Yes. And your reaction is over there.
Space.
Yes.
And then our reaction.
Yes. So in that space, is what you decide what you're going to do to what happens to you.
Okay.
And sometimes, if we're not managing our anger, we can overreact.
True.
To what happened over here, in that space, and we overreact over there. And we came up with a quote before: "Is when we overreact to a problem, we now have two problems.
Okay.
The one that we overreacted to, and the one we just created, and now overreact.
Right.
And so a lot of time anger management is
that space.
It's that space.
Okay.
And if you don't learn how to manage your anger, that space could be devastating for you.
Okay.
Because you're gonna do it over here. It happened to you. You got the time to think about it right here, and your reaction is over there.
Yes.
And if you don't manage this space here, the reaction over there can be devastating.
Yes.
Because now, we talk about people getting angry and road rage and somebody pull out in front of you. And you mad and you honk your horn, but you're gonna do more than that. You're gonna pull over and try to, engage with the guy, and then get out and maybe get into altercation. Now, number one, you overreacted to, yes, maybe he shouldn't pull out in front of you.
Right.
I get that.
Right.
But your overreaction to that is not create another problem.
Yes.
So people steal from you. We tell the guys all the time, guy, pack of cigarette been stolen. You mad? I get that. He shouldn't throw your cigarettes.
Right.
But now you can get into a fight over that.
Yeah.
So in that space,
and that fight can leave you
kicked out, possibly get arrested for assault.
Right.
So your overreaction to that is worse than your cigarette. You can get another pack of cigarettes. Now your feelings was hurt, and you're angry. But when you overact, and a lot of times in that space, James, in that space is where we because we haven't managed our anger.
Right.
And you just go from 0 to 100.
Actually, there's no space.
Yeah.
Once they react,
it's it.
No thought was, maybe some thought was given, but not.
Yeah,
a lot.
You kind of decide what you're going to do. I'm going to walk away from this. I'm going to hit this guy. So that's going on in your mind. So
I have a friend who was reacting to something that came across his plate, and my friend told me that I'm getting ready to type up this email and I'm going to send it. So, but when reacting to that space, he thought about it and took a break from the writing and not hit the send button right immediately.
Yes.
So I think you might know who I'm talking about.
There's been many times when I'm angry and I'm doing an email, and I just I write the email or whatever that I say, and maybe I have every right to be mad with this person.
Right.
Maybe in my mind it's justifiable, but a lot of times when I take myself, when I go home, I go to sleep, I think about when I come back, I rephrase that. Yeah. Because it was out of anger. It was out of pain. It was out of hurt. And whatever it was. Right. Disrespect, whatever I thought it was. And a lot of times our reaction and those things are managed, James.
So that was a management.
That's a management level.
Okay.
And if we don't learn how to manage anger, your reaction to problems will create more problems for you.
What's another way that we can manage our anger? One is to pause, basically.
Yes.
And so I'm thinking.
Step away. Remove yourself.
Okay.
From the situation.
Right.
Take a breather. If you and your spouse are married to each other, and you're having some intense fellowship.
Yeah.
Instead of cussing each other out or doing just, now's not a good time
to have this
conversation.
Right.
Now people are going to say, no, you're going to have this conversation with me right now. We're going to talk about that.
I agree. I agree.
And then it escalates, and next thing you know, you got a shout or match. You possibly have some physical abuse. Yeah. And those things don't.
I remember an old gentleman told me, keep your hands in your pocket and take a walk.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
But sometimes that other party doesn't want you to do any of that.
Exactly.
You
They
know,
want to finish
keep
this conversation.
thing going.
Yes.
But
and you have to. Yeah.
as a man, I learned a valuable lesson. You know, like I said, keep your hands in your pockets and walk away. You know?
Yes. And when I was teaching anger management class, James, it was amazing. I won't use the word amazing, but and I mean, you see the nice looking women, you see the nice looking men, and they in there this anger management class because they can't figure out how to manage their anger.
Right.
And now they done got a domestic violence charge, or
yes.
they got to go to anger management class. And and those classes work because
they do. They do.
A lot of people when I was teaching it, it was 12 weeks, and the third or fourth week they don't want to be there. They're angry, they're mad, but by the third or fourth week, fifth week, you see them start to come around.
Right.
Because this is very, very tangible stuff that you can do to learn how to manage your own anger that will keep you out of some serious consequences.
And I bet as you were teaching your class, folks began to see that I'm not the only one.
I'm not the only one
with this problem.
I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
I'm not the only one. And people have to understand that you have to really, really purpose and to not get to. And we're going to talk about maybe not this week, but another week, some underlying things.
Okay.
That causes people to be real angry.
We'll bring that on.
We won't get into that this week.
Yeah.
But I just throw it out there: unforgiveness and bitterness, resentment, all that stuff feeds.
It
feeds the anger.
Yes.
And if you don't know how, so did anybody ask a question about what you asked?
Can anyone? So our question was, in case somebody looks at it later, can anything good come out of being angry? So I think I'm gonna say yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I mean, laws have been changed because of the injustice that's been done to people, and folks got angry.
Yes.
And they protest. I'm not talking about violent protests. I'm not talking about burning down buildings, but people have protested about injustice, injustice, and it changed laws. So there was angry. I mean, again, anger is a God-given ability. God gave it to us for a reason. But we just got to learn how to manage it.
Right.
And when you look at James, we talk about fathers, but we also talk about kids and our wives.
Yes.
What devastating effect does it have on our kids when you live in a abusive relationship? And we will talk about that eventually about what domestic violence.
Yeah.
It's really because somebody in that house have very little control of their anger, and they take it out on their wives and consequently on their kids as well.
And then the kids end up being the bullies.
Yes,
at school.
Yes. So anger is a God-given thing, but it could be devastating if we use it in the wrong way. The same thing with electricity. It could turn on the lights, or it could kill you.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
That's
You're not gonna be sticking a knife into a 220.
Right.
That make your dryer work, but it'll kill you.
It will.
So we have to understand how, again, to manage the anger that we have, and that's what we talk about. The classes that we have, one of the anger management, and I put anger management right in the middle of the curriculum because a lot of guys are angry.
Yeah.
And you know what, James? Sometimes they have a right to be angry.
Yeah.
They've been abandoned. They've been, as a child, left out to fend for themselves. They didn't have a good father to raise them.
Right.
They've been abused. Then they get into the system, and the PO tell them that the court-appointed lawyer tell them to take a plea, and what should have been his probation now is end up. I'm not justifying their behavior, not at all. But a lot of times these guys have a right to be angry.
Right. So we're not going to make excuses for all of that. We're talking about moving beyond that.
Yes.
So
let's first a bit. I have been wrong.
Yeah.
Yes, I have. But now that I have been wrong, what do I do with that? I can't keep living in this state of anger and bitterness and resentment
because I'll never move.
I'm never going to move forward. So how do I take this anger and process it and get it out?
Yes.
And turn my life around. And so that's why we put the anger management class in the middle of our curriculum.
And the class that we're talking about is Fathers Forever University.
Yes.
Our classes, we do a week.
Yes.
Every week we
In
do
person?
them, and we can do them virtually.
Yes.
But we absolutely we have a in-person class, and
Yes.
we see this all the time.
Yes.
And we work with these gentlemen. And,
Yes.
And eventually the light comes on, and,
Yes.
and they can see.
They could see.
It doesn't matter.
Yes.
It doesn't help.
It doesn't help.
You know, it
doesn't
doesn't help.
you
If
at
it's
all.
not being used constructively, it's not going to help.
Yes, yes, and that's what we try to focus on that and try to in our curriculum, and so, but the devastating effect that our anger, a lack of managing our anger we have on our kids, is devastating because you know the house should be your
Safe haven.
Safe haven.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that more as we get into the domestic violence. But anger is one of the things that we have to learn how to control.
Yeah. Well, domestic violence is going to be coming up soon in our textbook, and so I know that we had a guest speaker visit our class on Monday and talked about co-parenting and the importance of men being there for their children,
Right.
as well as being a good communicator to their child, the mother of their child, even if they're not living under the same roof.
Right.
They need to
Right.
be able to communicate effectively
Right.
with each other. So there are lots of things that we go over, we teach, and we counsel in our class, and
Yes.
we look forward to that.
Yes, yes.
To the next
It's the next thing.
next chapters
Yeah.
that we.
Yes, I know we probably getting ready to kind of. I do want to mention this, James. Down the road, in about a couple, 30 days, we're going to be adding another component to this.
Okay.
We start doing something.
Well, I'm going to let you bring that. I'm going to let you, as we used to say, I'm going to let you spring that one on our viewers.
Yes, we're going to be doing
And,
some Zoom that's going to be co-ed, and we're going to be really talking about a lot of co-parenting issues.
Right. So we've got Mr. Rodney McCrory.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
I might have messed up your name.
McCrow, yes.
McCrory.
Mr. Rodney, yes, sir. Hello, Mr. Rodney. How are you, sir?
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
one of my second cousin.
Okay. All right.
Yes,
Welcome
he's-
aboard.
He's from down in the St. Paul area.
Uh-huh.
Dr. McCrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I really know that this co-ed group that will be a spinoff from our Thursday meeting,
Yes.
our Thursday broadcast, is going to be great.
Yes.
I believe that.
Yes.
And so if you're interested in joining a
Yes,
co-ed,
this is
a co-ed group, let us know.
and this is the book that we're going to be using
yes.
as a textbook. This is not. That's actually it's the second book I wrote.
Yes.
It's called "When Love Is Not Enough: The Breaking of a Child,"
Yes.
and we're going to get into these 12 stories. And
Absolutely. And so it's not a time to bash each other. It's
Yes.
a time
to really,
to just
come
engage
together.
and
Yes, yes.
come together.
yeah.
Right.
And I've been doing some coaching, individually as well as couples. A certified coach. I went back to school, became a certified coach.
Right.
Well, my niche is co-parenting,
Yes.
and I want to talk to women and men,
Yes.
moms and dads,
Right.
together or separately,
Mhm.
to help them come up with tools to help them co-parent
Yeah.
and help them not put the kids in the middle of the fight.
So we're going to put a strong push on this
Yes,
in
yes.
the next few weeks so that you'll know how to connect with us,
Yes.
how to
Yes.
get enrolled in this class, and then have some lively discussion.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that because I really want to. When I do workshops on this class, I was doing them before COVID. I haven't done a whole lot since COVID.
Mhm.
But when I would talk about the lady, somebody raised their hand and said, "I see myself in this
Mhm.
particular story.
Yep.
This is one of my
Yeah.
this is what I did in my divorce or whatever."
Mhm.
And we really want to tackle that.
Sure. Well, that sounds good. We got some upcoming things. We're going to keep you posted about our
I think
book
my banner
drive.
is kind of twisted over here a little bit. We gotta
Yeah,
fix
that's
that.
okay. We'll make an adjustment.
Yeah.
and it'll be a little straighter next time. But that's quite all right. I like them though. I
Yes,
love
I do
our
too.
banners.
Yes.
A lot of our products that we have now, I like them. They've been well presented, and
Yes.
they are professionally done. So.
Oh, yes.
And we've got one character I just want everybody not to forget, our Beast.
Oh, the
we're
Beast.
on tour.
We haven't been posting a lot of pictures with the Beast lately. We're gonna we're gonna fix that because the beast was in hibernation for a few months because of the winter time. But now we need to bring him back alive. So
absolutely,
we did some things with the beast the other day. That's a church that we was at in actually in St. Paul, in Faulkton area.
Yeah, so be on the lookout for it because we're going to be coming to a city, a town near you.
Yes,
and,
yes. We had the beast. We got the beast Saturday and Sunday. Yeah. We had the beast Saturday, Juneteenth, sitting by our table.
Yeah.
I think we got some pictures. We have those pictures for you next week.
Yeah.
At our table, the birth book signing. So
all right,
I'm super excited about those.
Well, we're going to wrap up for today, and we thank our viewers for joining us. And as usual, please stay tuned on Thursdays. And if you can't see it on Thursday, then later on Thursday, you can watch the rerun of it.
And then share it with your on your page.
Yeah, definitely share this. But we welcome you again. For those who we missed our welcoming moments, but we'd like to say have a great rest of the week. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next Thursday. And Glenn?
Yep, everybody be safe. Continue to watch out for COVID. It's not quite going yet.
Yes.
Be safe and wish everybody a happy weekend coming up.
Thank you.